The Hunt for the Dragon Ball arc is the first arc in the Dragon Ball series and introduces everyone to the main characters including Goku, Bulma, Yamcha, Puar, Oolong, Roshi, and of course Turtle. The Hunt for the Dragon Ball arc consisted of episode 1 through 13 of the anime and chapters 1 through 23 of the manga, and began in early 1986 after the manga had been out for about a year. Starting with the first episode with Goku meeting Bulma and getting shot in the head, the show takes a very easygoing and playful approach to storytelling, and definitely heavy on the comedy, especially centered around Goku's ignorance of the outside world and of society, especially including the fact that Bulma is a girl and he has never seen a girl before. Fans entering the series after having seen Dragon Ball Z may be taken back by the nature of the early portions of Dragon Ball, especially if they were expecting epic battles and power-ups and things like that. And though the first arc has fights and introduces the Kamehameha as Goku's signature special move, it is much more heavily focused on building lore and having a fun adventure throughout the world. But nobody should see this as a negative. On the contrary, it's actually a great start to the series, looking at Dragon Ball and Z as a whole, and we really get to see the characters grow as they experience new and often dangerous things. And to see Goku witnessing the world for the first time and growing stronger himself, although there are martial arts elements throughout, such as the fight between Yamcha and Goku, it's done in more of an adventure way as opposed to a traditional hand-to-hand fighting that we would see later on. But overall, it's a great foundation for the series as a whole. The first few episodes are fun and enjoyable as you are introduced to the characters and their various shenanigans, although some of it could be seen a little draggy, but the slow portions end fairly quickly. Like I said before, most of the action is in an adventure style where Goku kicks or hits somebody once, or their violence is portrayed in more of a comedic fashion. The lore and the world building of this first arc is very interesting and something we don't see much of in Dragon Ball Z, especially so for the nudity and sexual humor. Characters introduced are unique and have interesting style to them. I also liked, even though I didn't catch most of it, a feeling that the show had a general social commentary about it. Of course, it was Japanese, so it's hard to put a finger on how much, if any, it had. There are a few epic and iconic moments, including the first Kamehameha we see by Master Roshi, and Goku turning into a great ape for the first time, which were great, and overall the arc is a fun-filled adventure, with some danger from various characters, including the main villain, Pilaf, and his lackeys Mai and Shu. Get it, Mai Shu? And even then, their mischief was kind of similar to a Looney Tunes villain or Rocky and Bullwinkle kind of thing, where they keep getting foiled by the much stronger heroes. It's very interesting because there aren't many hints to where the series was going from here, since it was mostly episodic with the overarching plot of finding the Dragon Balls. The biggest hint to this becoming an action series is Goku's small fight or two with Yamcha, and of course Roshi blowing up the Ox King's mountain on accident. Which makes sense since Toriyama wasn't sure how long the series would last. As far as the individual characters, Goku obviously is the most developed, being the main character, but even then his backstory is kind of vague. A kid raised by his grandpa in the wilderness who has a tail and remarkable strength. Luckily, the story gets much more fleshed out later in the series. Bulma is a teenage girl who wants to find the Dragon Balls to wish for a boyfriend, though she first tells Goku it's for strawberries. Yamcha is a desert bandit who is afraid of girls. That's basically all we will even ever get from him. Oolong is a shape-shifting perverted pig who went to the same shape-shifting school as Puar, Yamcha's sidekick, who is a character who can fly in his normal state for a long time before anyone else can. And of course we have Roshi, an old man with special abilities who lives on an island with a turtle. And of course we must not forget about the Ox King, who's a feared king at first, and his daughter Chi-Chi. And it turns out that the Ox King was trained by Master Roshi. So overall, it's a fun and imaginative story, which is not afraid to be silly or take itself too seriously. It provides a great foundation on which the rest of the series can expand upon, as well as introducing a unique world with unique characters, and one that would go on to affect the lives of a great many people in the real world. I hope everybody enjoyed the review of the Hunt for the Dragon Balls arc of Dragon Ball. I'll see you in the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai arc.